to Stefan Eats. Oh wow, actually we didn't even do a funny intro. Getting more professional. That's right. For some of you who have watched many of my videos, you will also notice that I did do a video at a Persian restaurant on Victoria Street in Vancouver. And recently it's been getting a little bit more attention and a lot of people have been commenting telling me how to eat different dishes and pretty much giving me lots of food advice. So because of that, I've decided to dedicate a whole video on Persian food in Vancouver. And Persian food in Vancouver is actually fairly popular. Vancouver does have a fairly large Persian community. Persian food's super delicious, probably not as well known as other Middle Eastern cuisines. So I'm gonna give it lots of love on this one, and of course I'm gonna try to eat things the right way this time. I've seen your comments. We're gonna go for kebabs, we're gonna go for pizza, we're gonna go for some nice breakfast dishes. We're gonna have it all in this video. So anyways, let's go eat. It's very kebab focused. It's only to go, but the smells are just intoxicating. Just those meat smells. But the other thing I noticed is they also make their own dough. And this is a yogurt drink, and I think it's kind of like a fizzy yogurt drink that's very, very popular in Iran and in Persian cuisine. Wow, it's pretty much, yeah, it's almost like buttermilk, but with kind of like a herby taste. Very, very thick and almost like a sauce, but yeah, not fizzy at all. So some douches you'll get kind of like a fizzy texture. This one, not at all. This thing, first of all, just wow. It's like a full weight. The other thing I want to note is the price is really good. Very, very affordable. And it comes with all the cutlery. What I love is it comes, look at these. Yes, comes with ground sumac. This is what we're gonna put on top of the kebabs. The other thing I love too, look at this, a full thing of onion and some pita. Right away, I know this place is legit. Oh, yes. So you have the roasted tomato. I think this is the lamb kebab. Very, very popular in Iranian and Persian cooking is you have butter. So you're actually gonna butter your rice. So you have some saffron rice, some normal rice. You have the tomato, and then you have the butter. There you go. Oh, it's already melted. There you go. Right onto the rice. Yes, perfect. And then what you do is you kind of mix the rice around, and then what you want to do is get some of that tomato in the bites. So a little bit of that crushed tomato, kind of mix it around there. Oh, yeah. No, it's good. Not gamey at all. Super tender, very juicy, nice spices on there. And of course, I'm gonna get that tomato with that rice. Oh, put that tomato in that bite, that just wakes it up so much. And of course, you get that buttery rice on top of that. Oh, wow. Yeah, get that bite with the rice, the tomato, the lamb all together. Just a perfect bite. And I think what you want to do is you actually want to mush tomato into the rice a little bit, kind of like that. Maybe get some of that onion in there. And yeah, there you go. So you got a little bit of the onion, a little bit of the tomato, and that onion. Oh, yes. Everything works so well together. The meat, the onion, the tomato, that buttery rice. Wow, what a good start to this vlog. That is super delicious. Oh, yes. The kubide. Yes. Oh, this one smells ridiculous. Kubide is just one of my faves, my all-time faves. And look at this absolute juicy beauty. And once again, of course, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna add some butter to this rice. Oh, yes. Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna try the kubide just by itself because look at just how glistening and look how juicy that is. Look. Oh, look at the juice coming out, and it's still fresh, it's still hot. Stop all the presses and go and get this dish. Yeah, that is the one right there. Super juicy, super flavorful. Nice amount of char on there. And of course, you know what's gonna make this better? Yeah, we're gonna get some of that wrap in there. You could probably even just stop the show right here. That's how good this is. Wow, nice flavor, nice char. Just melt in your mouth, kubide. Wow. And of course with those grilled tomatoes, what a find, what a gem. And yeah, definitely if you're in the Lonsdale area, North Vancouver, and oh, somebody else likes it. Nope. Ooh-wee. Anyways, next spot, it's gonna be very, very different actually, and kind of surprising. Anyways, let's go there. Next place, yeah, you wouldn't really consider pizza an Iranian thing, but there is actually an Iranian style of pizza, kind of like thicker crust, lots of toppings. So yeah, more of like a fast food joint with pizza and also a very, very special sandwich that we're gonna try here. Can't go a meal without having some more dough. And there you go. This is the fizzier one. So the one we had earlier was actually a little bit more like buttermilk. This one should have some fizz to it, and this is the kind of one I'm used to. And what you have to do is really mix it around because the kind of yogurty part goes to the bottom, and of course the kind of water is at the top there. Oh yeah, so refreshing. A nice saltiness to it. I could have this almost every day. The spread here looks really, really good, but as soon as we opened this, we knew we had to try this first. This is the Bandari sausage. So normally it's a spicy sausage with a whole bunch of condiments in there, and it just looks like a whole bunch of tomato sauce. Almost looks like a, oh look at this too. Oh wow. Well, it's just kind of bursting out, and what I love already is the bread with those that toasted sesame bread. It almost looks like a meatball sub. Oh, the smells. It does smell like tomato sauce with a bit of spice to it, so let's go. Wow, there's so much going on there. Yeah, the sausage is a little bit spicy. I feel like there's some kind of like mushy kind of potato in there or something. And then yeah, a little bit of that tomato sauce, definitely some peppers, definitely some onions. I think there's some pickles, just like a mishmash of ingredients. The sausage is not whole. They actually cut the sausage into slices and then they mix it with all this stuff. It almost reminds me of like a sausage ratatouille inside of a sandwich. What a crazy, amazing sandwich. Next is their special steak sandwich, and this is also just an absolute monster. And the other thing I love is, look at the size of it. I mean, this could be one full serving. No, they give you literally a whole sub of sandwich goodness, and look at the steak. Yes, a lot of steak, lots of cheese, it's still steaming, and I think there's some pickles in there again. Let's take a bite. If you are a fan of Philly cheesesteak, get this. This is really good. This is almost like Philly cheesesteak, except you get just much better bread. The bread is just, once again, you have those toasted sesame seeds on it, lots of cheese, the beef, it's kind of like chopped beef. And yeah, with that melty cheese inside, there's some mushrooms in there, some peppers, that steak, there's some sauce, there's some cheese. Wow, I can get behind this 100%. Where has this been all my life? Wow. And of course, the pizza. Now this is a specialty pizza, and lots of cheese. Almost really looks a lot like a Greek style pizza. Definitely from the caramelized cheese. There's two options you can get. You can either get the minced beef one, this is their special pizza, or you can get, I think it's a mix of pepperoni and chopped chicken. I think it's like chopped seasoned chicken. Let's get this piece right here. Yeah, look at all kind of, yeah, definitely looks a lot like a Greek style pizza. That layer of pepperoni on the bottom, and then I think the chicken's on top. But I love that kind of crispy cheese crust on the top there. Yeah, exactly what I suspected. It's very similar to Greek pizza. Very cheesy. I like that cheese crust on top. You get that kind of layer of pepperoni and it kind of creates its own crust. I love it. And there's so much cheese in there too. Super cheesy, super thick. Lots of ingredients. They definitely do a lot of toppings on there. What a find. This really makes me want to go to Iran now. Yeah, doing the KOLBEH kebab and then this, I think we're gonna have some fun. Iran, maybe, yeah, maybe very soon, hopefully. We're coming. kind of cool, homey feeling, a very small restaurant, and some really nice items. Yeah, that caught our eye. And also there's another item that wasn't on the menu. That is a lamb head soup. Oh yes, we are totally down. Look what we have here. Everything kind of came around the same time. This is just an amazing breakfast piece. I'm so excited, and some of these dishes are going to be first for us here, and some of the animal parts they're going to have are also going to be first. So anyways, I think we're going to start with the more basic things, the things that came first. This is a Persian omelet, so I'm not sure exactly what's inside. It looks like there's definitely some tomato, and look at this bread that comes with it. Oh, look at that, with the sesame seeds too. And of course it comes with the cheese also on the side. So these two things together, I think, are the kind of typical things you get for breakfast. Look at all that parsley on there too. Looks really beautiful. And let's get some of that in there. Yeah, it smells really tomatoey. Some pickle. And you know what? I can't resist. Maybe I'm gonna get a bit of this cheese too. Okay, first bite of breakfast heaven. Look at that. Yeah, and it's mixed with like a lot of tomato paste. The cheese is a lot like feta. I don't know if it is feta. It might be something else. That omelet, yeah, really good. Nice combination. Very simple, very fresh. I'm gonna try a little bit of that omelet by itself though. Oh wow. Yeah. Tasting it by itself, there's a little bit more sweetness. Like I said, already very fluffy, so very nicely scrambled. But yeah, you do need a bit of saltiness to cut into it because it is a little bit sweet. I don't know if it's feta, but I definitely won't be fed up with this dish, you know. Fed up. Moving on. Are you guys ready for the interesting stuff? I think you are. Okay. This is one of the reasons I came here. A lot of people might not go for this. It's an awful sandwich. This is actually lamb brain and lamb tongue in the sandwich. Yes, I didn't even know you could find this in Vancouver. It's kind of like a mushed up whole bunch of lamb hearts, and I'm actually probably most excited about this. This will be my first ever lamb brain, and I think my first ever lamb tongue. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, you can definitely taste, it's a little bit organy. The brain, I think I do taste the brain. There's a nice kind of texture to it. Spongy in a way. It's not gonna be for everybody. I like it. I think it's pretty good. Nice spices in there. The texture is fairly soft, so you're not gonna get many crispy textures in there. It's mostly kind of like soft brain, soft tongue. I put a little bit of lemon on there. I think that will kind of wake it up a little bit because I think it does need a little bit of acidity. That's better for me. I think it does need that kind of acidity to kind of cut into the richness of the brain. Overall, it's pretty good. I like it, but definitely I don't think it'll be for everybody. At Stefanit's, we're pretty much zombies at this point, so we like our brains. Now moving on to just a very typical breakfast dish called halim. Now halim, what it is normally it's either bulgur wheat or wheat. They take the wheat and then they actually take shredded lamb. And then what they do is they just pound it until it pretty much makes almost like a porridge. And then what they do is there are different ways to season it. This one is seasoned with some cinnamon and I think some butter potentially. Look at the consistency. Yeah, very kind of oaty in some way. And then you can see those little shreds of lamb. So the lamb is almost pounded into it. So what you should be getting is like a creamy consistency, a very stick to your ribs kind of dish. Very basic, you barely taste the lamb. What happens is you get the lamb fat and it kind of makes things even creamier. And you do get some shreds of the lamb, but you don't really taste it. It is a lot like a porridge. And of course by adding that butter, adding that cinnamon, it makes it desserty. So it's kind of like a lamb dessert breakfast. It's very addictive. Once you get used to it, once you get past the fact that there is lamb inside, it's just kind of like any typical oatmeal. And I think this is one of the dishes you can kind of season with different things. You can kind of make it what you want. Okay, and the last one, we're gonna go back to some nice parts of the lamb here. This is a lamb innards soup. It's different parts of the lamb. Look at this. This is a whole lamb foot. Look at this. Yes. Oh, look at that gelatinous lamb foot. Amazing. And look at that. This is a whole lamb tongue. Wow, David. You got your wish. You got a whole lamb tongue. There you go. Wow, you don't need to kiss anything else. You can kiss this thing. Disclaimer, if this looks scary to you, do not be. Lamb head is some of the most tender, delicious meat you'll ever have. And then look at that melty bit. Oh, this is lamb. Yeah, sorry, this is actually lamb head soup. Those all the parts of the lamb head. Except I think they have added a foot. Oh yeah. Thank you. So tender, melt in your mouth lamb, just super, super delicious. And yeah, I think this one is screaming my name. Look at that meat just falling off the bone. Yeah, it pretty much dissolves in your mouth. They're pretty much giving you the whole mouth of the lamb. This was probably speaking a couple days ago. Not anymore. It's been a bad boy. Yeah, this one has a little bit more texture. You can definitely tell it's tongue, but then that flavor, it's still so melts in your mouth. Look how it just kind of melts apart. Oh yes, perfect. Oh, we're pretty much just eating a whole sheep's face right now, and it's absolutely delicious. Look at this. Yeah, I think you know what this is. This is for sure a no-brainer. Whoa. Wow, that's a lot of brain. That's a mouthful of brain. You get it? Walnut? It's on a wall. Oh, sorry. I guess that's what you'd call a tongue twister. Yeah, so kind of like a modern, very modern restaurant. Like I said, a lot of really good ratings about this place, and it is a little bit on the higher end. So they're using, I think, a AAA beef, but they also have lamb chops, and we're gonna get the KOLBEH once again because why not? Where do we start? Let's start with this one. So this is a torch tenderloin, and this is actually a dish from northern Iran, and it has some pomegranates. I think it has some crushed nuts on there. It looks super cool. The big thing that I love about all of this is the rice. Look at that crispy top to the rice. I absolutely adore the way they've done the rice, and look, it's just, oh yes, perfect. So I might even just try the rice first, just to see how it tastes, but just super crispy top, and it's gonna break into it. And yeah, Iranian rice, just absolutely delicious. Oh, that crunch. And of course, you know what we have to do. You are gonna put some butter on there. Let's melt that butter. You know what? I'm just gonna mash that butter in there. Let's mash a little bit of this tomato with the rice. And this is a little bit messy, but this is exactly how I want to do it. Yeah, there you go. And of course, we're gonna get some of this tenderloin here. I'm gonna get this piece. This is I think it's AAA tenderloin beef with one bit of pomegranate on top. I'm gonna try it by itself first. Wow. I actually was not expecting that flavor. It's super flavorful, like really flavorful. It's kind of like a flavor bomb. You definitely taste the pomegranate. There's some pomegranate syrup in there. And extremely marinated. Yeah, the beef is actually more well done. So it's not, I don't think it's medium rare or anything. I think it's fairly well done, but because of the quality of the beef, it's still, you know, it's still fairly tender. But then it's all about that marinade. That marinade is crazy good. Let's go for this. Yeah, this is really cool. This is pretty much a bonfire of quail. Just super juicy. I love the way they presented it. And oh, quail, one of my favorite meats. It smells amazing. Those spices just caked on the outside. Yeah, let's just bite into it. Yeah, get that. That's amazing. Quail is pretty much chicken's more flavorful cousin. It's super juicy, lots of intense flavor. That outside is just super well marinated. If you do not get this quail dish here, you're making a big mistake. It's so tender, it's so flavorful, very juicy, perfectly cooked, and just that nice outer layer, nicely kind of charred. And what's cool is obviously those herbs just get onto the outside, and those herbs also char with the outside skin. Yeah, maybe all this. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a reason why we got this. There you go. Just cake that on there. Oh yes. Oh, hey, what are you trying to do? Come back on there. There you go. Yeah, that with some of this. That's ridiculous. That's gonna be hard to move on from, but I think we can. KOLBEH number 2 of this video, and KOLBEH is one of my favorite things ever. So what I'm gonna do is break it in half and look at, well, not in half, but look at that spiciness. Oh yes, perfect. We're gonna put it in this wrap here. Oh, look at that. Maybe with a little bit of that smoked eggplant dip. There you go. Oh, and a little bit of the sumac on there too. Oh, there you go. And this could be a very nice bite. Let's see. Oh, the spices in that KOLBEH, so good. Oh, and the crispy edge too. Oh wow. Whoever the cook was who made this KOLBEH, he might be a relative of Houdini. That is KOLBEH magic. Super crispy, very tender, very juicy, but it's all about that spice make. I'm just gonna try it by itself because that's just so delicious. Oh wow. You must get their KOLBEH. Wow, that's so good. Let's just do, you know what? I might just end it here. This KOLBEH is so good. Oh, it's so juicy. Yes. Oh, I wonder if I have a spoon. I do have a spoon. A little bit of that crispy edge of the rice with the KOLBEH. I think that's all I need. Yeah. That is probably one of the more epic bites I've had this year. Yeah, that crispy rice with the KOLBEH. That KOLBEH is just so perfectly spiced, so perfectly juicy. And then that kind of crispy edge to the rice. So you have that crispy on juicy, and on spice. Wow. Wow, that is good. Okay, so this is where we're gonna go a little bit caveman on you, and we're just gonna eat this lamb chop literally as is. Look how seared, or look how juicy that lamb chop is. Look at the amazing torched outside. Just gonna tear it caveman style. Oh, look at that. Yes, perfect. Oh, let's just take a bite right now. You just taste the fire. You taste the fire, the crispiness on the outside. You get the kind of edge, which is a little bit fatty. Look at that fat just juicing out of that side. Oh. Yes, perfect. Very nice and juicy, very tender. That's a very good lamb rack, and of course, some more hummus on there. There you go. I think for that one, it's all about the fire. It's definitely marinated, there's some flavor in there, but then when you just sear it at such a high heat, their grill must be high heat to get it to this kind of consistency. And then, yeah, you just taste the flames, you taste the fat, and it's actually fairly natural tasting. You don't taste too many herbs or spices in there. Look at all these lamb chops coming in all shapes and sizes. shapes and sizes, you know. You know, if this was the shape of a heart, you know, I would ask, will you be my Valentine? You know, like, will you be my Valentine? Like, will you be my Valentine? And that will do it for our epic Persian adventure. We've only scratched the surface of different types of Persian restaurants you can find here. yeah, if this becomes a fairly popular, kind of like the Filipino food, we will do some more Persian food series. So yeah, definitely let us know if you do enjoy this. It was really cool to do some really unique foods we never tried before, and wow, yeah, very lucky to live in Vancouver where there is such a large Persian diaspora. That'll do it for us. If you do enjoy our videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, also hit the bell icon. Yeah, hit us up with those comments, let us know how we are doing, give us some recommendations, and yeah, that will be pretty much it. I'm gonna walk into this distance over there. I mean, it's like, you know, the horizon thing where you walk and I just slowly go away, you know, like that, you know, that's
fading out.
Yeah, that's the effect I want. So just ciao for now.